Hello, welcome to Board Game Bonkers. I'm Jay Sears and very welcome to the channel if you're new. And please do consider subscribing to the channel. And did you know that 98% of viewers actually aren't subscribed? Why not? It's free. So why don't you just hit that subscribe button and we'll guarantee a new video every single Saturday. So we don't bombard you with lots of notifications, but you get a new video coming out every Saturday. Top 10, top 6 are better than, looking at 10 games that are better than classics, and our new show as well as Sarah Shea, where we cover 3 different board game topics. So do consider hitting that subscribe button, please. And thank you to those who already subscribed. But you came here to talk about our top 6 relaxing board games. And sometimes it's nice to play a game that's relaxing, and sometimes you don't want to play a heavy strategic game. Sometimes you want to take a game on holiday with you that's a little bit more relaxing, perhaps easier to get to the table and plays a lot quicker time than some of your other board games. Well, these are 6 games that we consider very relaxing, and we're going to start off with our number 6, and that is Sunset Over Water. So this game is very relaxing, and certainly if you like your art, I think you'll enjoy this because this looks absolutely beautiful when it's out on the table. So what do you do in Sunset Over Water? Well, in this game, what it will do is you'll be unfolding over 6 different days. Now, each day consists of these 3 distinct phases. As you've got the planning phase, which we will be choosing 1 card to play. You've then got the check phase, where you'll be moving your pieces across this land, essentially on the cards that are laid out in the grid system. And then you've got the cleanup phase, and then at the end, you'll do your final scoring. So in the planning phase, what you do, you'll be drawing 3 planning cards. So you've got them in your hand, and you're choosing 1. And what that has is, you'll determine your actions for the day. So the chosen card will have an initiative, that's the time that's on there. And then you've got a distance that tells you how far you can travel and what direction you can travel in. And then the number of paintings that you can create, essentially, i.e. the cards you can collect. And then you've got the trek phase. So what you'll be doing is playing those cards. Players will be taking turns based on their starting times to move your little painters that will be going around, and then you'll be carrying out your paintings by collecting these cards, and then you'll be trying to sell these paintings for commission. And then what you'll be doing at the end, you'll be trying to check you've made daily goal cards. So these daily goal cards at the end, you'll be checking to see whether you've met that criteria, which give you further points. I really enjoy this game. It's very relaxing. I really like the artwork in this. I think it looks absolutely stunning. And you do get that sense where you're going on, you're painting something, you're kind of taking that card, this is what I painted, and you're selling it for commission. Well, it's a relaxing game. And it still has a bit of depth to it and strategy to it. So I really like that. I certainly would highly recommend checking this out. It's one I've got in my collection, and I do enjoy playing it from time to time. So let's move into our number 5 then, and that is Bonsai. So what do you do in bonsai? And if you like your trees or like bonsais, even if you don't, I think you'll enjoy this game. It's really nice and how relaxing it is, but also a little bit strategic in some places. So in bonsai, what you'll be doing on your turn, you'll be choosing and performing 1 of 2 actions, and you can either meditate or cultivate. So and when you meditate, what you'll be doing is selecting one of the face-up cards that are on the board. You'll take it along with any bonsai tiles that represented below that type of card. So you would then take in those cards. What you then do in cultivate is you'll be placing tiles from your personal supply into your bonsai, essentially cultivating, making your bonsai tree. And then you can place as many of those tiles as the symbols depicted on your tile and any growth cards that you've got. So each symbol allows you to place 1 tile of the correct corresponding type. So obviously when you do that is key. And then what you'll be doing after you've done all those actions, etc., then you'll be claiming gold tiles. Now during your turn, if your bonsai meets or exceeds the requirements of a gold tile, and that's in the middle of the table, now you can decide whether to claim that tile or try for a more challenging ones. Obviously there's more tougher ones as you go along. And then the game will end when the last card from the deck is revealed. So this is really nice, especially when you're kind of growing that tree, that bonsai tree, and it looks quite nice. It's quite relaxing, and there's still a little bit of kind of strategic choice. When do I kind of get those cards to build my tree, cultivate it, etc.? which kind of pile do I take from. I really like that. And also, well, when do I cash in for the gold cards? I really do enjoy it. So I think this is a nice, relaxing game. Again, it has some little bit of depth to it, but perhaps a little bit more relaxing, arguably, than the previous at number 6, Sunset Over Water, but it's still a really good game. I certainly do check it out. So let's move in to our number 4 then, and this is Canvas, another painting game. And again, the artwork is nice, but I actually prefer the artwork on number 6, Sunset Over Water, over Canvas, but I know a lot of players love this game. So what do you do in Canvas? Well, what you'll be doing is players will be taking on the role of painters. You'll be competing in art competitions. So rather than just painting the landscapes, you'll be competing in a competition. Now, what you're doing on your turn, you can either take an art card or make a painting. So when you take an art card, the cards are selected from this row in the center. Now each have a cost based on the position. So obviously sometimes you want a better card, you might have to pay more for that. So you take to take a card, what you do is you place an inspiration token on each card to its left, so that players can take those inspiration tokens. Now, if you don't have enough tokens, now you can select, you obviously can't select that card, and then tokens on the selected card are kept for future turns. Obviously, the far left card costs no tokens, of course, so you can always get one for free. Now, the other thing you can do is make a painting. So when you make a painting, you have, if you have 3 or more art cards, what you can do is then create that painting based on those art cards you've got. Now, you choose 3 cards and you arrange them in any order and you score them based on the visible icons, and the correct scoring conditions are met. And then you score points, and then the game will eventually end. So it's fairly straightforward. I think it's a bit more relaxing than the other 2 we mentioned, but you still had to think about, well, how do I make this painting? What kind of symbols I need, depending on how I'm going to score for those. So this definitely has a similar kind of feel in terms of your painting. You're collecting the painting, you're kind of laying that painting out based on the cards you've got. So definitely check it out, because a lot of people really do enjoy that, and so arguably I could have moved any of those last 3 in any order. I think they're all just as good as one or another. So let's move in to our number 3. I really like this next one. This is Project L. I think this is a really great polynomial type of game, puzzly to some extent, but very relaxing. And I think this is a game you can get the whole family involved in. I definitely highly recommend checking it out. If you like kind of Tetris-y, I think you'll like this. So what do you do in Project L? Well, the objective is you're trying to use these pieces you've got to complete the puzzles. You've got puzzle tiles. You'll start with 2 basic small pieces, and then your goal is to kind of develop and get this engine going so you can obviously try and solve the other puzzles that are more difficult and need more pieces. Every time you solve and create that puzzle, then you'll get a piece back, all your pieces back, plus an extra one that's indicated on that puzzle. So on your turn, what you'll be doing, you have 3 actions. So the actions include, you can place pieces on puzzles, you can acquire new pieces, or you can upgrade. You can also carry this action out where you can place a piece on every single puzzle tile that you've got. And when you complete a puzzle, obviously you get those puzzle pieces back, as well as getting an additional one. So you have got to think about, when do I upgrade, when do I complete that puzzle, when do I take a puzzle, etc. Really relaxing. I really like this, and it's quite quick as well. I still like the choices, are very straightforward, but you still sometimes have to think a little bit on how you're going to do this. I really do recommend it. And I've got the Kickstarter version with the expansions. I really like this game. For someone who doesn't like polynomial games, I definitely highly recommend this one. So let's move in to our number 2. And this is based on the big brother Everdell's My Little Everdell. Now, you might be a fan of the main Everdell, and I know it's very popular. A little bit too luck for me, but I think this My Little Everdell works really well for the family and trying to get those younger children involved in it. So what do you do in this, and how does it compare to the other one? Well, what you'll be doing, it does kind of keep that charm. And now players on the turn, what they're doing, placing workers in various locations, it's so same as the other one. And you'll be using resources to construct buildings and add critters to your city. And then what you're doing is guiding characters. Now you've got this really good cast of characters, and they will kind of help guide the actions you're doing, and then make the game a little bit more engaging and easier to follow for the younger ones. So that's a similar feel in terms of what you're doing, but it's much more streamlined and kind of simplified in what you're doing. There's less kind of brain burning options and choices available for the younger ones, but it keeps its charm. And I definitely recommend for a kind of family type of game. It's certainly much more relaxing, I think, than the main Everdell. So you want a quicker, more relaxing one. I think I definitely recommend this, and even as adults, it's still worth checking out. Now let's move in to a final of number 1, and I don't think this will shock too many people. It's highly popular, and it still has a bit of strategy, and I think probably the most strategic one out of them all, arguably. This is Cascadia at number 1. Now in Cascadia, this more has a kind of animal feel to it and theme. So what do you do? And what you would doing, begin with 3 hexagon kind of habitat tiles, and that's where you're going to place your animals in, and they represent the 5 types of habitats that are in the game. And what you'll be doing is you'll select a new habitat tile that's paired with a wildlife token, and then you'll be placing that habitat tile adjacent to your 16 tiles you've got laid out, and then place a wildlife token on the appropriate habitat. Now each tile can have 1 to 3 different types of wildlife that it can hold, and then you can place only 1 wildlife token per tile. So you have to work out, well, where to place that tile. What you'll be doing is you'll be choosing these pairs, okay, in terms of the token and the tile, but you can also mix them and match them by spending nature tokens, so you can kind of mess up with that other players as a bit of that player interaction, but also gives you that flexibility. So this is quite relaxing, but also it's a little bit thinky as well, because you think what kind of tile do I need, where to place that, but also the wildlife token, where do I put that as well, because it needs space and they need to make sure it can go somewhere, so you have to think about that as well. It's highly popular amongst players, and I definitely recommend checking it out. That's why it's got such a high Board Game Geek rating. Now that brings us to the end. I hope you've enjoyed this, our top 6 relaxing board games, and I think any of these would be a great choice. Now before we head off and sign out, please do consider subscribing to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. It really does help us as a channel. The more people that get involved, and let us know in the comments down below if you've got a choice of relaxing games that you have at home that you really enjoy, you would like to share with others. Please let us know, and I'm sure viewers would like to check them out as well. Thank you, and that brings us to the end. I hope you've enjoyed this. My name's JC. Until next time, take care. This is Bonkers.